Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm going to talk about 5 Feet Apart. So 5 Feet Apart is kind of your teen romance movie that's taking place in a hospital with two characters that both have cystic fibrosis, and they both obviously are dealing with that being a terminal disease. And Cole Sprouse's character actually happens to have a bacteria that is very, very deadly if it would be given to Stella's character, played by Haley Lou Richardson. And so that's where you get the 5 Feet Apart. These people that are both afflicted with this disease have to be at least 6 feet apart from each other, and that's kind of where you get the title from the film. It's about them falling in love and not being able to actually physically be with each other, which I thought was like a really interesting thing to do with this movie. I feel like that's a common thread in specifically teen romance films, that the characters can't be together for some reason. You look at Twilight or something like that, where the characters they come from different worlds. It's your classic Romeo and Juliet thing where the characters can't be together even though they want to be together. But this is so much more grounded and so much more real in a way. And I thought they handled the whole disease aspect of the film really well. I feel like in a lot of these movies, you get it and it kind of almost, I don't want to say romances the whole disease aspect, but you don't see the clinical side of it. You don't usually see the actual struggle. You just hear people saying, oh, they have this problem and that's the issue and that's why they can't be together. But you don't really go into why that is such a problem and what these people are dealing with, more than just having to not be with each other. They have bigger issues. They have literally life and death things happening in the film. The acting I thought was pretty good. I thought that Cole Sprouse played a very charming character. The characters are very reminiscent of The Fault in Our Stars. I really enjoyed The Fault in Our Stars. I'm kind of a sucker for these kind of movies. I like a movie that's trying to make me cry, and this movie definitely is that. If you easily cry in films, this will make you cry multiple times. We'll have to say, as clinical and, in my opinion, grounded this film is, it does kind of go into that realm of very melodramatic towards the third act. There's a scene, if you see it, involving a lake, and I thought that just went above and beyond. I mean, we already had these stakes, and it kind of amped it up unnecessarily, in my opinion. I thought the tension was already there. I feel like the tension runs throughout the film, which is what makes you want to watch, makes you want to see what's happening, if these characters can be together, if they can make it work, if these two people that seem to really have this connection and love each other and help each other understand and grow within this disease can deal with it. That extra part just felt silly. It felt like it was to make it really ridiculous and make it like, oh, this is it. This is right now. We have to make this decision right now instead of letting it play out. And I thought that was unnecessary. I don't know how realistic the whole aspects of cystic fibrosis are in this movie. I will say that I didn't know anything about it before, and I didn't know how terrible it is for these people. And I thought that was a good thing about this movie. If someone is dealing with this disease, well, maybe it's not shown well in the film, but I did know about it. Maybe if you're dealing with disease and you see it, it'll connect with you, and that's a great thing to do with films. I do hope that some of the proceeds would maybe go to a foundation or something, since you're kind of, I don't know. I feel like maybe that's probably something they should do. Maybe they are doing that. I don't know, but that would probably be a good thing. And going on in this movie, obviously you see from the trailers and you see from the film that it is, at its core, a love story inside of this same framework of having a disease. But I did think it was interesting how they took the way that these different people deal with the disease. Like, her character, Stella's character, is very, very matter of fact about it. She's trying to, go through it perfectly, do everything by the book, do everything she can, really fight it, just not let, she kind of lets her treatment be what she's about. That's all she cares about, is getting this treatment taken care of, following the rules so she can live, she has something to live for. While Cole Sprouse's character, especially in the beginning of the film, has kind of accepted his fate. He kind of jokes it off. He takes it much less seriously than she does, even though he does realize that his impending doom is there. He kind of is dark humor about it. And their connection in the beginning, and each showing each other that, no, you can still enjoy your life while you have this problem, and you should still take care of yourself when you have this problem. That coming together, I thought, was a good and interesting part of the film. So, all in all, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. I liked it more than I thought I would. I think it's very comparable to The Fault in Our Stars, with a little mix of kind of a funny story. If you put those movies together, you basically get this movie. So it's not super original or creative, but it serves its purpose. It's very heartfelt, very heart-jerking, and overall, it does what it's billed as. It's a movie that is there to make you cry, to make you feel something, to show these characters. It's a compelling love story, but at the end of the day, it's fairly generic, does really go off the rails at the end of the film, and I don't think it's quite as good as The Fault in Our Stars. Speaking of which, they actually play Wait by M83 in this film, and they do the exact same thing if you've seen The Fault in Our Stars at the end. And I felt like, okay, your movie's already going to be compared to this other movie because it's very similar in a framework. And then you do the same song, like literally the exact same song with a monologue going on. I thought that was kind of a weird part of the film. I'm like, hey, this is in The Fault in Our Stars. But it works. The music works. It's that same style where it's that music that makes you really upset. Something really upset's happening, or really happy, and really happy stuff's happening. So in that aspect, it's very manipulative. But I think that's what you expect in this movie. You want to be emotionally, like, drawn into this movie. You don't want to just be like, oh, I'm gonna make up my mind. The movie makes your mind up for you that you're going to be upset. So yeah, if I were to rate this movie, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It was better than I thought it would be. It actually, in my opinion, wasn't too cheesy or too like teeny bopper like romance thing. It wasn't like a really cheesy. I thought maybe it would been like a Lifetime movie, a movie that where it was kind of the whole time I felt like it was pandering and it was supposed to be like, oh, you know, very melodramatic. It does do that at points, like I said, but for most of the film, very compelled with the story, found it very enthralling and engrossing. I really cared about these two characters and their relationship. So overall, I think it worked really well. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you see this movie, let me know what you think. And remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And see you guys next time.